Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. I am a Reiki master, a shamanic practitioner, a metaphysician. I work with people all over the world to help improve their lives, to bring them health, well-being, and to help them positively transform their lives. One of the things that I do is I offer tarot readings and mediumship sessions for people to help them understand the various aspects of their lives, what's going on with them, and to help them discover where they're going and how they can change the trajectory and live the life of their dreams and obtain their goals. I have never done a pick-a-card reading before. I've always been interested in trying one out, so this is my first time doing this. I hope that these messages will resonate with you, will help you, giving you guidance, and bring you peace and help along your path. Today I want to take a look at your messages from your spirit guides. I'm going to pull 3 different cards to choose from. I just ask that you use your intuition, go with your instincts, and you will be able to choose the correct pile for you. If you are attracted to more than one pile, that's perfectly fine. You may have messages in those. If you're attracted to all the piles, you may have messages in all of them. Go with how you feel. You will not go wrong. Okay? So, let's go ahead and pick some cards for you to choose from to tap into the messages from your guides. If you'd like to take a minute just to connect with your higher self, connect with your guides, ask them for aid and choosing the correct pile, and asking them to reveal messages to you, and for these messages to resonate with you clearly, please go ahead and take a moment to do that. Okay, so let's see. Back to you guys, 2 messages from your spirit guides, your spiritual team. Okay. So for pile 1, we have action. For pile 2, we have trust. For pile 3, we have voyage. And actually, I think I'm going to pull 4 cards. In our 4th pile, we have blessings. So just take a moment to choose your card that you are most attracted to, and I will give you a moment to do that. Timestamps will be located in the description box, so you can go directly to your pile and begin your reading. Alright, so I hope that's giving you enough time to pick your pile. We're going to go ahead and begin with pile number 1. Those of you who chose the card action. Let's see what messages we have from your spiritual team, from your spirit guides. Okay, so we have the Queen of Coins, King of Coins, 4 of Batons, straighten these cards out for you. And then we have Okay. We have the Four of Swords, Five of Cups, and the Three of Batons. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look and see what's going on for you all. So, first off, we have the action card. So, this indicates your need to take action. It's fairly straightforward. Even though you have been facing some challenges, particularly with your finances, where you are having to be very, very wise, very, very strong in your ability to work with money, to work with your material needs and possessions. We also see, too, that a lot of the struggles you have been facing with money, with your material needs, is coming from pressure from society. Many of you are probably trying to keep up with other people. You're trying to have more lavish parties. You're trying to entertain people, maybe well above your means, perhaps even to your detriment. Or you are simply overindulging in pleasurable activities that cancel out your ability to properly handle your finances and care for your material needs. It's something that has caused you struggle. It's really caused you to have a difficult time moving forward, and now you're at a point where it's time for you to do something about it. This is not the healthiest placement for you. One advantage that you do have, though, is you do have an innate sense of money management. You do have an innate ability to understand finances. You're just a bit misguided right now, and one of the messages that your guides have for you is it's time to use your intellect, use your business savvy, use your acute skills of money management now so that you can continue having fun. This time of fun for you is not over. It's not being asked of you to end that. Not at all. Having fun, having parties, having pleasurable activities are not a bad thing. We all need to have those kind of moments. Otherwise, life gets very boring, very monotonous. But we also have to achieve a balance here. For some of you, actually, I'm getting this message. Let me clarify this. You may have had in the past or presently patrons who support you in these activities, who support you in your endeavors to have fun, going to parties, throwing parties, having outings, going on dates. I feel that many of you do have external support system of maybe a particular individual who is giving you access to these activities and allowing you to continue with them. This, for some of you, may be a type of I want to say, what's the word for it? For lack of a better word, a sugar daddy or sugar mama. I mean that not to be offensive, but I do feel that some of you, it speaks to this. And know that you cannot continue to rely on just that one person. It's not good for you, okay? It's not going to help you in the long run, because one day they won't be there. They won't be around forever, and oftentimes what they're wanting is simply to get something out of you, and one day things change. Looks fade. Desire subsides. It dissolves. It's part of everyday life. Change is inevitable. And the same thing will happen in your relationships with these people who support you. Even if it's something like entertainment, for instance, if you have a manager or patrons who enjoy your performance skills, these things also change over time if you are not actively engaging and improving your skills, or expanding your talent according to the time of your life. You know, it's like a performer who continues to dress like they're 16 until they're in their 70s. It doesn't work out very well. It never quite looks authentic, and it can be sad, and you can lose things, or you run the risk of living in a memory instead of reality. So that's another message for some of you here. And it's best for you to go ahead and start moving out, branching into another way of being. And this really is a guidance for you to take a little bit of a relaxation time. Take some time out from the partying. Take some time out from the false admiration of other people. Admiration is a wonderful thing. And we all, I think it's fundamental for our health. Sometimes it can be very unhealthy, but we all want to be admired. We all want to be liked. For many of you, though, it's time to take your mind off of pleasing others and start to heal whatever wound there is inside of you that causes you to seek validation from other people instead of yourself. You need to look inside yourself and find what's good in you, what's lovable about you. Not external, not physical, but mental, spiritual. The power that you have, those God-given gifts that we all possess. It's time for you to start to look at those things and apply them outwardly in your life. This will help you to move forward with much success, to where you're not just relying on the physical, your attractiveness, your popularity, because like I said, those things don't last forever. You can have a better chance of making them last much longer, though, if you adapt over time, which is another message that is present here. And to learn to do that means taking some time out to relax just a little bit. Become comfortable with yourself. Become okay with who you are. And that will serve you to continue the lifestyle that you enjoy, as well as move forward gracefully and successfully, to where you aren't just relying on other people and things outside of yourself, but you're able to stand firmly in your own strength, who you are as an individual, what you are made of. Let's go ahead also pull some other cards for you to see if there's anything else, any other messages that you need to hear right now that will be beneficial for you. Any other information that should be applied or you should be aware of from your guides, messages. Okay, so we have Queen of Hearts, Five of Hearts, and Seven of Hearts. Okay, very interesting. And that's always fun to see that happen, because I really shuffled this deck up before I started this reading. So, okay, definitely understanding your own emotions, understanding who you are is called for at this moment. So, self-love relations with other people. This just confirms to me my earlier message for you about your relationships with yourself and other people. The Queen of Hearts is a master at this. She's a master at living a beautiful life, of knowing how to love other people and loving oneself. However, sometimes we look for it in other places. We aren't looking at our actual circumstances to where we can find the love in ourselves. And sometimes, depending on other factors around the Queen of Hearts, it indicates that she is a bit lost in her perspective of self and her outlook on life in general. We have the Five of Hearts correspond with cups, so we have the Five of Cups repeating here, so which is very telling as well of the message to learn to love yourself, learn to love who you are on the inside, be okay with you. That way you can continue, like I said, living as you desire and in a way that's actually beneficial for you and not tearing you down. Because another thing that I see as well for you, pile one, is the tendency to self-destruct, the tendency to be far too romantic in the sense of romanticizing your life, being dramatic, being a little bit of somewhat histrionic in your outlook on life and your behavior, where you're always going for the approval of other people, strangers. Like I said, we do need to look at you who chose the card action. Let's see what messages we have from your spiritual team, from your spirit guides. Okay, so we have the Queen of Coins, King of Coins, Four of Batons, straighten these cards out for you. And then we have okay. We have the Four of Swords, Five of Cups, and the Three of Batons. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look and see what's going on for you all. So, first off, we have the action card. So, this indicates your need to take action. It's fairly straightforward. Even though you have been facing some challenges, particularly with your finances, where you are having to be very, very wise, very, very strong in your ability to work with money, to work with your material needs and possessions. We also see, too, that a lot of the struggles you have been facing with money, with your material needs is coming from pressure from society. Many of you are probably trying to keep up with other people. You're trying to have more lavish parties. You're trying to entertain people, maybe well above your means, perhaps even to your detriment. Or you are simply overindulging in pleasurable activities that cancel out your ability to properly handle your finances and care for your material needs. It's something that has caused you struggle. It's really caused you to have a difficult time moving forward, and now you're at a point where it's time for you to do something about it. This is not the healthiest placement for you. One advantage that you do have, though, is you do have an innate sense of money management. You do have an innate ability to understand finances. You're just a bit misguided right now, and one of the messages that your guides have for you is it's time to use your intellect, use your business savvy, use your acute skills of money management now so that you can continue having fun. This time of fun for you is not over. It's not being asked of you to end that. Not at all. Having fun, having parties, having pleasurable activities are not a bad thing. We all need to have those kind of moments. Otherwise, life gets very boring, very monotonous. But we also have to achieve a balance here. For some of you, actually, I'm getting this message. Let me clarify this. You may have had in the past or presently patrons who support you in these activities, who support you in your endeavors to have fun, going to parties, throwing parties, having outings, going on dates. I feel that many of you do have external support system of maybe a particular individual who is giving you access to these activities and allowing you to continue with them. This, for some of you, may be a type of I want to say, what's the word for it? For lack of a better word, a sugar daddy or sugar mama. I mean that not to be offensive, but I do feel that some of you, it speaks to this. And know that you cannot continue to rely on just that one person. It's not good for you, okay? It's not going to help you in the long run, because one day they won't be there. They won't be around forever, and oftentimes what they're wanting is simply to get something out of you, and one day things change. Looks fade. Desire subsides. It dissolves. It's part of everyday life. Change is inevitable. And the same thing will happen in your relationships with these people who support you. Even if it's something like entertainment, for instance, if you have a manager or patrons who enjoy your performance skills, these things also change over time if you are not actively engaging and improving your skills, or expanding your talent according to the time of your life. It's like a performer who continues to dress like they're 16 until they're in their 70s. It doesn't work out very well. It never quite looks authentic, and it can be sad, and you can lose things, or you run the risk of living in a memory instead of reality. So that's another message for some of you here. And it's best for you to go ahead and start moving out, branching into another way of being. And this really is guidance for you to take a little bit of a relaxation time. Take some time out from the partying. Take some time out from the false admiration of other people. Admiration is a wonderful thing, and I think it's fundamental for our health. Sometimes it can be very unhealthy, but we all want to be admired. We all want to be liked. For many of you, though, it's time to take your mind off of pleasing others and start to heal whatever wound there is inside of you that causes you to seek validation from other people instead of yourself. You need to look inside yourself and find what's good in you, what's lovable about you. Not external, not physical, but mental, spiritual. The power that you have, those God-given gifts that we all possess. It's time for you to start to look at those things and apply them outwardly in your life. This will help you to move forward with much success, to where you're not just relying on the physical, your attractiveness, your popularity, because like I said, those things don't last forever. You can have a better chance of making them last much longer, though, if you adapt over time, which is another message that is present here. And to learn to do that means taking some time out to relax just a little bit. Become comfortable with yourself. Become okay with who you are. And that will serve you to continue the lifestyle that you enjoy, as well as move forward gracefully and successfully, to where you aren't just relying on other people and things outside of yourself, but you're able to stand firmly in your own strength, who you are as an individual, what you are made of. Let's go ahead also pull some other cards for you to see if there's anything else, any other messages that you need to hear right now that will be beneficial for you. Any other information that should be applied or you should be aware of from your guides. Messages. Okay. So we have Queen of Hearts, Five of Hearts, and Seven of Hearts. Okay, very interesting. And that's always fun to see that happen, because I really shuffled this deck up before I started this reading. So, okay, definitely understanding your own emotions, understanding who you are is called for at this moment. So, self-love, relations with other people. This just confirms to me my earlier message for you about your relationships with yourself and other people. The Queen of Hearts is a master at this. She's a master at living a beautiful life, of knowing how to love other people and loving oneself. However, sometimes we look for it in other places. We aren't looking at our actual circumstances to where we can find the love in ourselves. And sometimes, depending on other factors around the Queen of Hearts, it indicates that she is a bit lost in her perspective of self and her outlook on life in general. We have the Five of Hearts correspond with cups. So we have the Five of Cups repeating here. So, which is very telling as well of the message to learn to love yourself, learn to love who you are on the inside, be okay with you. That way you can continue, like I said, living as you desire and in a way that's actually beneficial for you and not tearing you down. Because another thing that I see as well for you, pile 1, is the tendency to self-destruct, the tendency to be far too romantic in the sense of romanticizing your life, being dramatic, being a little bit of somewhat histrionic in your outlook on life and your behavior, where you're always going for the approval of other people, strangers. Like I said, we do need to look at the opinions of other people. Despite what some people will say, it is important to know what people think about us. It's important to understand how we are perceived by others, because that gives us knowledge into our own self, of how we are behaving, of how we appear. We do need to be aware of those things, because we live in a society where we are seen more than heard. If we are heard, oftentimes it's misconstrued. We live in a world of Facebook, of Instagram. Visuals are so important to people, much more important now than actually hearing someone for the quality of what they have to say, of what they're communicating. And that is really a very detrimental part of our current way of being in society. We look more than we listen. We feel more than we actually use our mind, our logic. Logic is essential. Feeling is also essential, but they have to be paired together. They have to come together in a wonderful, harmonious way. Some type of equality, balance has to be obtained and maintained in order to really benefit from life and to truly get everything out of it. So keep these things in mind, pile number 1. You will be able to do this successfully, okay? The way you can really work on achieving this outcome and to really succeed in doing this for you would be to take, let's see what would be most beneficial for you to achieve this successfully. Okay. Okay, so a great way for you to be able to achieve this in life right now, and what Spirit is guiding you to do to help aid this process, would be to take some time to journal. Try to write to yourself a bit. Write down your feelings. First and foremost, it's important for us to be honest with ourselves. Be honest with how we feel. One of the best ways to do that is to write, to keep a journal. If that's not really your thing, you can always record your voice. You can maybe have a friend who you can trust and who actually behave somewhat like a therapist. You could also talk to someone else. But right now, again, you're being called to have some rest, some silence, some repose from other people to do this. So I would recommend for you to actually take time to really kind of write out your feelings, write out your current situation, where you have been in the past, where you want to be in the future, and get those feelings out there. I feel that many of you have a difficult time truly comprehending your position. And when we don't fully comprehend our position in life, where we are at the moment, it's very difficult for us to move forward with any success. We have to know more about ourselves, and that takes work. You can get into a wonderful habit of actually doing that, though, to where you kind of check in with yourself on a daily basis. And one of the ways you're, again, being guided to do that is through writing. I feel for you. I truly recommend, Pile 1, that you take some time to write out how you feel. Also, another great way to figure out what you are good at and what's truly important about you to other people, what's actually valuable, what will last above and beyond the physical, is to see how you're able to help others. If you can volunteer, if you can do little acts of kindness, things that bring you happiness and bring others happiness and help them out, you will see yourself in a much brighter lens, in a much more loving and caring sense of self. That's very important, Pile 1, for you, because another aspect of this, what I'm seeing here in the message, is you're seeing yourself in a very false light. And it's time for you to really accept yourself. It's time for you to understand who you are beyond what other people think, beyond the attraction others have to you, beyond your ability to entertain. Being able to love yourself and entertain yourself, and to see what there is that's within you that is valuable to other people, to see what's within you that you yourself value and enjoy, that lasts forever. So please try to take some time to listen to this guidance, try it out, see how you feel, and I truly feel that you will be greatly benefited from doing this. So, I hope you enjoyed this reading, Pile number 1. If you are at all interested in personal readings, I am doing personal readings. If you would like to visit my website, I have a link below. You can go there and book a reading with me. I would love to work with you personally, and I hope this has given you a lot of help and guidance and support, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you. Hi, Pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's go ahead and take a look at what messages your spirit guides have for you and what guidance we can gain for you to help achieve what it is they're telling you to do, how you're being guided. So, let's take a look at that first and see where you guys have been, what's going on right now, and what messages your guides have for you, Pile number 2. Okay. For the Chariot. And the Ace of Batons. 6 of Coins. Okay. Now the 2 of Coins. 8 of Coins. And the 9 of Swords. Okay. Alright, Pile number 2. Let's take a look and see what's been going on with you. So, I see where lots of you have been working on trusting your own future, trusting where you're going in life, trusting your relations with other people as well. Things have been moving pretty quickly for you. Things have been relatively successful for you. But for some reason you are feeling like you aren't really getting somewhere. You aren't really going in the right direction. Or that you feel as if your ideas your sense of self and identity is false. You aren't able to really, truly have faith in your own inner guidance and what you're doing. This is not something that's external. This is truly something that is internal with you. And in fact, I feel that it's keeping you quite isolated. And isolation is good for certain times, but it's also a balance is required. You know, we can't stay isolated forever. We have to work with other people, have a sense of social presence as well. And this can be difficult for you when you aren't able to really feel safe or secure in your actions and what you're doing, where you're going. For a lot of you, this is somewhat of a psychological issue. It may be anxiety, constant worry. I feel that some of you have perhaps obsessive compulsive tendencies, panic attacks. I would imagine some of you are also experiencing those as well. One thing that your guides really are trying to guide you to do is to be able to get out of your own self a little bit, work well with other people. This is necessary for you to learn to trust yourself, to learn to believe in yourself, is by actually implementing your ideas. You know, yes, it's very good for you to think outside the box, to have a unconventional approach to your life and where you're going, what you're doing. This is a gift that you possess. Okay? It's very much a positive gift that all of you have to be a bit different. But when we're trying to express ourselves, when we're trying to be true to who we are and being unique, I think most of you are probably rather unconventional people, which is not a bad thing at all. It's a good thing. I'm personally very unconventional. But I do also know that from my own experience, it does take a little bit of belief in oneself to actually use that in the real world, to be able to utilize your sense of difference, your uniqueness, and utilize it in daily life where you feel comfortable with it. Know that if you feel like you're facing rejection, if you feel like you just are, the uncertainty of it is too much, you're being challenged to give it a try. Put yourself out there a little bit. Work with other people. Network. Find like-minded individuals. Be your own artistic, different self. Embrace the uniqueness that you have. It's a true gift, and it will bring you lots of comfort in life. You'll see that you can trust yourself. Having fears of mistakes, being afraid that other people are going to judge you, or that you aren't going to make the right move in life. If you continue allowing yourself to be ruled by that fear, you're never going to live. You're just going to go through this process of constant self-sabotage, self-doubt. Trust your inner self. Trust your talents. You know, we are given gifts. We're given our own unique abilities for a reason. It's not meant to keep us separated from the rest of the world. It's not meant to make us shy or doubting ourselves. It's not meant to be that way. We're meant to share our abilities, share our gifts with other people. That's the way to feel content, to feel fulfilled. Otherwise, you are constantly running into a brick wall. I can see that you guys are definitely wanting to branch out. You're wanting to express yourself fully, perhaps in a career, actually. For many of you, maybe some of you actually want to get into a more spiritual field. You want to go into some sort of alternative, what's the word for it? Some sort of, I guess for lack of better words, an alternative lifestyle, so to speak. I'm not sure the correct term for that. I know it used to be, if you went to bookstores, you could look at things in a section called alternative lifestyle. I don't know what that means for you. That's the message I'm getting, though. So take that if it resonates with you. I hope it does. And use that knowledge as you may. But do understand that by trying it out, you have to try before you can know for sure. I'll use another example. Today, for me, doing this video is me trying something out. I am not sure people will like it. I hope they will, but if you don't try, you'll never know. And it could lead to something really nice. The same for you. Don't be afraid to try. First of all, you should never have to try to be who you are. You're good enough. Be yourself. Share that with other people. You'll find that other people need that. Other people need to see that. Other people can benefit from that. You can feel fulfilled with that. You can have a wonderful social experience with it too, where you're not feeling like an outcast, so to speak, but you're actually able to move forward and really embrace and live a full life. It does take discipline, though, for you. One message from your guys is try to control your mind a bit. Oftentimes when we are more artistic or we're more outside the box types of thinkers, we can get a little wound up, a bit too a bit too absorbed in our own desires, our own activities, our own thoughts that are not relatable to other people. You know, not everyone can relate to your uniqueness, so you do have to control yourself a bit to present that in a way that other people are able to comprehend. I do have a message. I feel some of you may also be autistic, and that may make you feel quite isolated and lack an ability to relate to other people. Please don't hide yourself away. You need to share yourself. We all have gifts. We all have challenges. We all have wonderful abilities too. You are being asked to share yourself a little bit more. When you do that, you're able to see. Some people will like you, some people won't. That won't matter. Because you will find a tribe, so to speak. You will find other people who appreciate you, people who you can have fun with. And that will lead to much greater sense of security in your position in life, security in who you are, security in where you're going. It will help you see through the darkness, the confusion, the strange fears, obsessions that we all have from time to time. Try. You're really being called to give it a try. Experiment little things at a time, little steps. If it's something social, if you struggle with the idea that you won't be accepted by other people, give it a try. If they don't like you, who cares? Who really cares? You are doing this for you, and there are people out there who will care for you, who do appreciate you. But you have to express yourself, to expose yourself to that before you can find them, before they will find you. Once you do that, once you start to learn to control how you perceive the world, when you're able to no longer see the world as a place that is uncertain or dangerous, life opens up for you. You'll see that you are able to really thrive. But when we can't find a sense of truth, a sense of solid identity, it's very difficult to move forward. And that's a message from your guides, a general overview of what you're being called to do, what you're being advised to do. Let's take a look and see what else we have here, if there's any additional messages from your guides to you about what it is you are being called to do, where you're going. What other information can we pull for pile number 2 to help them understand their message? Okay. Lovers reversed. The Emperor. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So yes, I mean, you definitely have felt judged quite a bit. You feel like you're set against a certain standard that society just doesn't like. You feel like you aren't able to truly relate to other people, and it's being stifled from you by traditional society, the social norms keep you boxed in. So this confirms what we have already looked at. One other thing too, you also, again, the sense of not being accomplished, the sense of not being 100% real is there as well. And that's because you are itching to move forward, but you just can't because you are lacking in that trust, and you feel that society is against you, or you've been bullied before, you've been judged harshly, and that hurts. But you have to understand that societal norms are necessary. We can't fear them. What we have to do is learn to work with them. They do serve a purpose. It isn't all bad that people have more traditional views or more stricter way of living. What is harmful is when those are imposed on other people. So what do you do when you're in an environment where ideas and rules, regulations are being imposed upon you that are unjust or incompatible with who you are, you learn to understand how they behave and color in between the lines. Look at the rules, look at the regulations, look at how society expects you to behave, and realize too that between the black and the white there's a gray. Taking that gray path, that middle ground, is, in my opinion and my experience, the best way to move forward. It gives you much more of a choice in your life and in your actions. And this is something that you are being called to do, and your guides are asking you to take a look at the middle ground and understand as well that a lot of this just comes from a sense of being unaccepted by other people. And that is what really affects your ability to work well with the rest of the world and society in general. No one has to be an outcast. And that's never a really desirable feeling, to be outcast. So I do understand how you feel, pile number 2. You can get over that, okay? And you're being called to try to move beyond that. Put yourself out there a bit more and express yourself without fear. Let's get some guidance as to what else maybe you can do to help achieve this. Oh, wow. Okay. We'll take a look at all those then. I also want to look at these. Okay. Let's see what jumped out for us. Okay. So, yes. Okay. So, again, the guidance is similar as the rest of it. We need to learn to trust ourselves more by, use those ideas that you have. Again, that outside of the box thinking is a gift for the world. We need that more, especially when we're in a position where we are really being held back by the social norms. We all need in our lives someone to, color outside the lines. Don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to use that as a way of helping other people. It will help you. Go out there, talk to people. Maybe for some of you also it would help for you to develop some sort of a presence on social media. I feel that some of you may be very good at writing in a, making posts that are geared towards others who share your propensities, who share your interests. This may also help for you to learn more from other people and to meet more people and to feel much more comfortable in life. Okay? It also gives you a sense of purpose, where I feel that many of you are lacking a sense of purpose. And that truly comes from the inability to trust that things are going to be okay and that you'll be accepted. So, pile number 2, those are the messages I am picking up from your guides. I hope this message has been well received by you, that it makes sense, it is clear, and again, this is a general reading. Take what resonates with you, leave the rest. If you enjoyed this reading, please like and subscribe, share with people, and I also am doing personal readings, so if you would like to have a personal reading with me, my website is linked below in the description box. go check it out and book an appointment with me. I would love to work with you. And I hope to see you guys again very soon. All right, thank you. All right, hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's see what your spirit guides have to say to you, what guidance they have at the moment to help you out in your life. Those of you who chose the Voyage card, let's find out what your guides have to say for you. So let's take a look and see where you've been, what's going on. Okay, so we have the 7 of Cups, 5 of Swords, Queen of Batons. Guided to go. Queen of Coins, 2 of Batons, 8 of Batons. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. Choosing the Voyage card actually is very appropriate for some of the guidance you will be receiving from your guides at this time. Some of you definitely need a vacation. You need to try to travel some more. And I can see where you guys have also been really contemplating life more. Living life to the fullest is something that you are needing to do right now. I think many of you have recently undergone or are in recovery from some setbacks in life, illnesses, particularly, even if not physical, mental hardships, times of struggle, and you're already getting the information that kind of hint from the divine that it's time for you to take a little break, go away for your health, take some time off, go somewhere new. This does not have to be something physical. I do feel for many of you it will be a physical journey, a place to escape to for a little while, because if you are not, you're going to run the risk of really becoming quite bored with life. I think many of you have really been longing for a greater appreciation of life again. I think some of you have, whatever these hardships you've gone through, have taken some of the enjoyment out of existence, and you've fallen out of love with life. And one of the greatest ways to regain your sense of love for life and existence in the world and for other people is to change your scenery, get a better view of what's out there. Try out a new place, go somewhere new, go somewhere where people don't know you, where your troubles have not been with you. It's always a good way to escape, not so much escape, it's a wonderful way to recognize that the time of struggle is over now. Going away from the place where you've experienced such trouble, such sickness, such strife, is a very effective way of falling back in love with life and realizing that things are actually good. I'm sorry about that. And seeing that things are actually good in life. Talking with other people too is also something that could be beneficial for you. Considering the phone ring at that moment, I think this is definitely a pertinent message for you right now. That confirms that for me. You've had a time where you've just really been struggling, and it's time for you to change your scenery, get a new perspective on life and the possibilities of life. This leads you to a greater sense of safety in a physical way. I think many of you have probably gone through things that are a bit life-threatening, and you need to regain that sense of stability. You may have also suffered financial losses as well. This could also be a great possibility. And so you need to change the scenery a bit. It's really a clear-cut message for you guys. It's quite direct. Take a trip. Do something. If not physical, at least get into a different activity. Go somewhere in your own town where you're able to, that you haven't been before. Maybe go to a park or something. Go explore. Go physically, if possible, go and see something new. But the call to action is truly to take action. As much, for most of you, definitely a physical form of action. Even if you are, experimenting with a new social group, that can also help. But in particular, getting out of the house, getting out of where it has been. If you've been in the hospital, okay, and you've been discharged, take some time to get away, okay? It's good for you. It's good for your health, good for your mind, good for your spirit, good for your soul. Because if not, you run the risk of really ruminating in the suffering, and you aren't able to distance yourself from what you've been going through. Sometimes when we've been sick, when we've been suffering, we start to identify ourselves as that sick person. We can't separate our sense of self from that sense of being the invalid, the one who's been hurt. We start to pick up an idea or a sense of, this is who we are, this is our identity now. And you're so much more than just that. If you feel that, based on what you've gone through, you are always stuck that way, know that you're not. And one of the easiest ways for you to realize that is to physically get up and go. Another interesting aspect here too is seeing the water element here. That's at play. One great way to escape troubles, and this is something I always recommend for people, it's a very traditional teaching, I suppose, or advice that I always had, heard as growing up, is, trouble can never follow you if you cross over water. For instance, if negative energy has been following you around, one easy way to break that, and a very effective way to break it, is to simply cross a bridge. Literally cross a bridge over water. It symbolically cuts that negative energy from being able to follow you. It can't pass through the water. The water has a cleansing effect. The water, especially if it's a river, it moves. You want to have moving water, if possible, because that is another way of symbolically moving the trouble to where it can't possibly follow you. Negative energy moves at a very different rate than we do physically. And since it is energetic in nature, other energetic forces that exist interfere with its ability to continue. Moving water, the nature of water in itself is healing, cleansing, and when it's actually in a state of movement, it clears away the things that are no longer needed. It heals us in very profound ways. Not only does it physically clean us, it spiritually cleans us. It heals our heart. So another thing you may want to do is spend time with water, or find a bridge and actually cross it. I think for some of you that may be a wonderful solution to some of this as well. But move forward, connect with the element of water, and try to plan a little getaway for yourself. It will help restore your sense of self, your sense of joy, your sense of safety and security, and the love affair you used to have with life will come back. Okay? Being hurt is never forever. We can choose to dwell in that state of mind, in that state of being, but it's not necessary. You can overcome the hurt, the pain, the trauma, all of these things that have happened. You can overcome those things. But you have to actively get up and do it. Okay? So let's see if there's any other messages we have that can either give us some affirmation or clear up some of the information, give us some clarity and insight onto this message as well for you, pile number 3. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune fell out first. We have 8 of Pentacles in reverse and the Ace of Hearts. Okay, so yes, there definitely was a change in your situation, and that certainly made you feel quite unfulfilled and lost. And it is, again, speaking to us of a need to heal our emotions, okay? So that clarifies for me, and I hope for you, that this is the information you need to be receiving right now from your guides. Definitely you've gone through a loss of some sort. And by loss, I mean not just a physical loss. I mean a loss of your sense of health, identity, your sense of security. It's just a reversal in fortune. But always remember too, with the Wheel of Fortune, we see that everything goes around in a circle. It's a cycle. It's not linear. What goes up must come down and must go back up again. Okay? That's a really important insight into life in general. The wheel always turns. What's on top must come to the bottom, but it will rise again. And know that this is what will happen for you as well. This includes you and what's going on in your life right now. Things are going to go back to being much better for you, okay? This past is not forever. Right now, we're in a stage where we need to plan to get away, plan to love life again, and that's what we will obtain, okay? Let's see if there's any other information we can get to help you attain this. Like I said, the information is pretty straightforward for you, pile number 3, about what you can do to, what you need to do. This is a very straightforward message. But let's see if there's any other guidance you can receive to help you it through this and regain your sense of security and your sense of self. Okay, so let's see what fell out. Okay. Okay, so definitely, remember something. Pile 3. You are your own worst enemy. This occurs through worry, feeling like there's always something sinister surrounding you, or that no matter what, based on what you've been through in the past, based on that hurt, based on that illness, based on whatever that was that you have brought into your sense of self, your identity, is something that really haunts you. It follows you around. It seems like it's always just around the corner, waiting to slip you up. And it's something that's so powerful for you. The reason it's so powerful, and right now, yes, it is powerful because you are thinking about it so much. The more thought we give to something, the more power we give it. That's another energetic principle. Speak of the way energy works again. Energy also is strengthened by thought. We feed it. There are many ways to feed an energy, depending on what you're doing, what you're working with, whether that's sometimes working with something like a servitor or a spirit. You feed it to help make that relationship stronger. One way to do that is through thought or action. And the more you think about this past experience, the more you allow yourself to feel trapped by it, especially if it's a health concern. I feel for many of you this really is something that happened with your health. The more you think about it, the more you identify with it, the more trapped you become. And it truly does become a living hell. So, the best way for you to do that is to understand that the thought is what gives it power. So you can choose to think a lot about it and about how bad it is, or you can choose to think very little of it and watch it go away. Or you can also choose to think about how much more powerful you are, that it does not rule you. You rule it. You're the boss, okay? Remember that. It's time to take back your power, group 3, and you can do that. And easy steps. Change your thinking. Understand that you are powerful. If you don't feel it right now, and you might feel silly when you try to actively work on your thoughts, give it some time. Trust me here. Try it out. You'll notice a big difference. And if you can, go ahead and plan that trip, get away, and start living your life again. So, pile number 3, I hope this message is well received by you, that it makes sense and it's clear. And if you are ever interested in having a personal reading with me, I do offer personal readings. My website is listed below. Please take time to visit my website, see what I have to offer, and book a reading with me. I'd love to work with you. All right. Best wishes to you all, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye. All right. Hello, Group 4. Welcome to your reading. Those of you who chose the card Blessings, let's go ahead and take a look and see what message your spirit guides have for you. So first, let's see kind of where you've been, what's going on with you at this moment. Get some advice on how to improve your life, messages from your guides. I want to go ahead and say to Group 4 that I wasn't planning on pulling any cards for a 4th pile. which I was surprised when I got the message to go ahead and pull one for this group. And to me, that kind of that usually just symbolizes that it's, there is some sort of a divine reasoning behind it. And for your group, as I'm pulling these cards, I have a very strong sense of angelic energy. I think many of you guys may work with angels, or if you are not aware of working with angels, do understand that you guys are very much surrounded by angelic presence right now in your life. So that's just a side message for you guys. Let's see what other guidance we can get for you from your guides, which are mostly angels. Guides come in many different forms. We have animal guides, we have angels, we have beings who are from the spirit world, who originate there, and then others who are, maybe deceased, wise individuals who have chosen to come back to help guide people. For you group 4, I really sense that most of you have a strong angelic presence around you and in your life, and it's a very bright force. I feel like most of you are quite lovely people and actually enjoy helping others and being of service, and you definitely live a beautiful life. When I say beautiful life, I don't mean like it's super fancy or has to be anything like that. It might be, but more of you have a clear connection with the divine, and if you aren't aware of that, this is your message to be more aware of that. Working with higher beings, working with God, working with other deities, working with angels, things of the highest light. There are various beings we can all work with and communicate with in the spirit world, but you, Pile 4, particularly resonate with the more celestial beings rather than the more elemental type forces. You're being watched over by them, and you're being either indicates that you actively do work with them, or you should. Okay, but let's see what else. That's before I'm really getting into reading the cards here. It's just insights I'm picking up on for you right now. Let's see what guidance I have for you. Okay. 4 of Swords. The Juggler. 6 of Batons. Okay. Okay, so yes. Again, this is really Pile 4, you bring a lot of blessings into others' lives. And despite what you may have been doing in your past, whether that has been something that's super clean and beautiful, or maybe it's a bit shady. We all have our own stories that we live, and we aren't, ruled by the past or what's happened in the past, what we've done in the past. This is a reminder for you guys to not be so concerned with anything you may have done that's negative in the past, or the activities that have occurred, the events that have occurred in your life have been really pretty extraordinary. You've had lots of experiences, whether these experiences are mystical in nature or actual real world type events. You've had extraordinary lives, complete with, really, to me, it's almost like a a novel, some sort of a fantasy story. You've had loves, you've had villains, you've had success, you've had hard work that you've had to achieve. All of these things have played a part, and so despite what that past is, do understand that you are very blessed, and that is what you are meant to receive right now in your life, is to be blessed. Stay in a state of blessing. Gratitude is a wonderful way of doing that. Having a sense of appreciation for your past, no matter what that past has been. Some of you may have not been involved in the most, I don't know how to say, desirable activities, but that doesn't matter. That's the past. We can work on healing the past in various ways. There are different practices to do that, but right now, really what we need to look at is the present moment, and that present moment is you're being called to relax your mind from what has been, and start to accept the present moment and just how wonderful it really is. Don't let the past dictate how you feel about the present and about the future. Okay? You need to take a rest from that. Relax your mind from it. Understand that all of these past experiences have given you amazing skills to move through life. But if we stay stuck in the past, if we stay stuck in that sense of limitation, we are never able to actually use our skills. And what a shame that is, because if you aren't able to utilize those skills, utilize the lessons that you've learned, then what happened in the past is all for nothing. It doesn't really help us. But if you're able to look at those experiences and actually pick them up and use them for something better, and to live your life to thrive and to even help other people, you'll start to get lots of insights about where to go, and you'll be blessed with a greater sense of self, a greater sense of purpose, ideas of what to do in your life going forward. Another big message, really and truly, I want to say is, I'm not sure why I keep picking up on this for you. Forgive yourself. Please forgive yourself. You're a good person. Despite whatever has gone on in the past, you are a good person. You've moved forward. You've evolved. You've learned. And you're blessed for that. The biggest blessing is knowing how to utilize what you've learned. That's a huge blessing in and of itself. Not only are you really receiving divine blessings from the spirit world, also the actual gift that you've been given, a great gift by going through what you've gone through in the past, by living your life, by learning from it. You've been greatly enhanced now because of those experiences. You know how to live in a better way and to really thrive in life. This is wonderful. I'm really impressed with you, Pile 4. This is very impressive. So the straightforward answer is for you, especially what's coming through very clearly from me right now, and I apologize if you're reading maybe a bit shorter than the others, but it's more channeled right now for you guys, is that be aware of the awe of life, the sense of wonder, the sense of beauty, the sense of the divine presence in life and the divine order, the magical aspects of life, and what makes it so wonderful, because you've overcome so much. You've learned so much. And with all of that knowledge comes great skill. So don't worry about your path forward. You guys are being blessed with a great future because of this. And that's the important thing for you to know right now. Let's go ahead and look and see if there's any other messages here too that help clarify or give us some more insight or advice for you. Pile 4, your guides. Okay. 2 of Swords. Justice. 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so yes, definitely you've gone through times where, and I apologize for the noise in the background, I'm so sorry. You've gone through times where you have had to be at a crossroads in life, where you've had to do things where you didn't really want to do, be in situations that weren't yours, wasn't ideal for you, or for your own, or not really in accordance with your sense of who you are, your own purpose. It didn't feel right for you, and that's a difficult position to be in. However, what's happening right now is, with the appearance of the Justice card, one of the great things about the Justice card is that it indicates that, in a very blunt way, you're getting what you deserve. Okay, so what has happened in the past has given you this current moment of blessing. Again, I apologize for the background noise. Thank you so much. The thing about it is, it really does, now is the time for you to experience the blessings. You're due for that. You've gone through, you've paid your dues, you paid your debts. And now, because of your actions, you're receiving blessings. It's very much cause and effect here for you guys. So understand that. And that should help prevent you from feeling so isolated, for feeling like you've been taken advantage of. Being grateful for the hardships in life is difficult for some people, but it's essential for healing. You can't continue to look at things with regret or with contempt. Everything that occurs is in a roundabout way, a blessing. Sometimes it's a blessing in disguise, but a blessing nonetheless. Again, understand that this is your time to enjoy. This is your time to open yourself up to receive the good things, because they are coming. And if you feel like you are, having a great run of good luck, or more opportunities are coming to your life, don't feel like it's something that you don't deserve. It's not something to gloat about by any means, but it is something to understand that, look, this is cause and effect, and you do deserve it, and it is right. It's not some divine mistake that you're getting things that you haven't gotten in the past, or that new things, new opportunities, good. When life starts for you, and I feel like for you, life is beginning to start to fall into place. It's going well. You're moving forward in a wonderful way. Don't feel like you are undeserving of that. You definitely do. But just remember to make sure to utilize what you've learned from the past, and that will continue for you. You will continue to have a very blessed path going forward, okay? Let's see if there's any other information we can see to help you to continue using your gifts, your abilities, your insight from what you've learned in life moving forward for success. Let's see what we got for you. Pile 4. Okay. So, yes, take what has happened in the past. Take the confusion. Take the maybe negative activities. Maybe some of you were involved in, maybe there was drugs in your life. Maybe there was crime. Who knows? It doesn't really matter. What matters is that you have taken insight from that time of hardship, that time of confusion, and you bring it into a place of service now. It's also very interesting, I would just say, that every pile has one of the Sibylla cards that has been pulled and has been in everyone's reading is this card here. Let's see if you can see that better. La Donna de Servizio. This is the helping girl, the little servant woman, so to speak. It's indication of being of service to other people, helping other people. So for all of you doing this reading, here you've all been called to be of service, and for you, you will continue to be blessed by blessing others with what you've been blessed with. And for you, that is knowledge, insight, and knowing how to live life and get through it. Help other people with that. The world needs people like you, and the world could definitely use your wisdom. If you would please share it with other people, you'd be helping so many people. So those are the messages for you, Pile 4. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I enjoyed reading for you. If you are ever interested in having a personal reading with me, I do offer personal readings. My website is going to be listed below in the description. Please take a moment to visit my website and book a reading with me, or check out some of the other services I offer. I hope to see you all soon, and I hope this message was very helpful and beneficial for you. Stay blessed. I'm very happy for you, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.